What's going on, people? It's X Valos. Yes. Welcome back to my vlog series I like to call the Carpool Lane. This is where I just talk about whatever is on my mind on my way to work. And today we got a rumor. A rumor is swirling around. A rumor that means a lot to me if this comes true. So here's what's going down right now. Here's what's happening in the rumor mill. Apparently, again, they say when it comes to rumors, take it with a grain of salt. I actually have no idea what the fuck that means, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, but I'm gonna say it. Take this with a grain of salt. So, apparently, Sony is in talks with Konami about acquiring the Metal Gear and Castlevania IP. Boy, I'm having a meltdown here. Do you guys realize how fucking spectacular, how amazing, how phenomenal that would be if Sony were to get the rights to Metal Gear? I tell you what, my dick's hard even thinking about it. Seriously, I show you, but you probably don't want to see that. I'm literally, I can't believe it. There's no words for this. We all know that Konami has really not been into making video games this whole generation. They had a few games. I think they re-released a Castlevania, one of the older ones. And then they had the horrid Contra remake. And they also did Metal Gear Survive, which was fucking trash. It's just been very clear that Konami's head is not really on games. They've been more successful running their pachinko machines, which are basically glorified slot machines that they attach their main characters to. These are mostly over in Japan they do this. That's what they've been doing with their IPs, is pachinko machines. They've not really cared about video games. So it looks like Sony may be trying to swoop in and save Metal Gear and Castlevania. This will be phenomenal. Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite franchises of all time. And you guys know, I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 was complete and utter garbage. It was trash. Now, don't get me wrong, the game played fine. At its core, mechanically, Metal Gear Solid 5 is a damn near perfect game. From the controls to the gunplay and the things you can do. What made the game trash was, number one, that story was non-existent. Number two, you turned Snake, one of the most talkative fucking heroes of all time, you turned Snake into a silent protagonist, and I don't understand it. You got Kiefer Sutherland, a AAA fucking Hollywood star, to replace David Hayter, the original voice of Snake. You get Kiefer Sutherland, and he has like 5 lines the entire game. He barely speaks. But in all fairness, most of the other characters don't really speak either. The story's trash, and Metal Gear Solid has always been known for having a fantastic story. Now, one of the reasons I'm so excited for the possibility of Sony acquiring Metal Gear is because we already know Sony's games are very heavy in storyline. I mean, some would even go as far as to call them movies. You know, they always say, well, Last of Us is a glorified movie. God of War is a glorified walking simulator / movie. I mean, none of that's true, but that's just how the fanboys like to justify their console's lack of games. But yeah, if you get the right studio and, you know, Sony's funding, we've got a fucking revival of two legendary franchises. Only question is, who do you guys think Sony should give Metal Gear 2 as far as a studio? Now, another rumor is that Hideo Kojima might actually be on board with this. So we could possibly see Metal Gear back in the hands of Kojima. Now, that'd be something. That would be fucking something if Sony pretty much gave Metal Gear to Kojima Productions. And they used... Yo, the next Metal Gear? Yo, think about this. The next Metal Gear running in Decima engine. Oh my god. Yo! Can you imagine the next Metal Gear running in the next version of Decima, because it's going to be a PS5 title, obviously. Metal Gear running in Decima 2. Holy fuck. Bro, that's incredible. That's an incredible thought to have. This is good news, man. If this turns out to be true, and I don't see why not, because here's what I've been saying. This is what Sony and Konami should do. We know that Konami at this point is more interested in the pachinko machine side of things. They're actually very successful in that line of business. It's making them millions. And that's all fine, well, and good. You know, you're supposed to make money. You're a billion-dollar company. What Sony should do is Konami should give Sony the rights to Metal Gear, but Sony should have a clause in the contract stipulating that Konami can still use these characters for their pachinko machines, and Konami either retains 100% of the profit, or Sony might take, I don't know, 5% off the royalties or the sales of pachinko machines. Sony could even just say, fuck it, keep all of the profits. We don't really, I mean, obviously they're a business, they wouldn't do that. But if you think about what Konami would most likely sell Metal Gear for, I don't know if they would really need or would be worried about Sony acquiring a percentage of the pachinko machine profit. This is all speculation, I don't know. But that's how it could go down. Again, we'll never know the specifics of the details. They really don't ever provide us that information, but that's what I think they should do. Oh shit, and also I forgot to even, in my excitement about Metal Gear, I forgot to mention Silent Hill. Yeah, apparently Sony might also be trying to acquire Silent Hill. And as you guys might have heard, reportedly there's a rumor that there are 2 new Silent Hill games in the works. One being made by Sony apparently, and one from Konami. This all sounds really too good to be true, and I don't really foresee all of this happening. But as far as Metal Gear, it's a fucking very legendary, very popular franchise. Sony trying to acquire that from Konami, who seemingly doesn't really want to do anything with it, I don't see that being too far-fetched. That would be a fantastic IP for Sony to have going into the PS5. It'd be amazing. So that doesn't seem too far-fetched. The 2 Silent Hill games, I could see one being in development. I don't see 2 happening right now. Especially one being made by Sony right now. I don't see that, but I could see Konami, you know, trying to dip their toes back in the water of game development. They're a good developer. I mean, the sad thing is a lot of you guys that are especially new to gaming, or you started gaming maybe later in the PS3, or even you just started this generation, you guys wouldn't know this, but Konami used to be one of the top developers. Back in the day, like PS1, PS2 era, when Konami dropped a game, shit, you was waiting for that joint. You had that pre-ordered. You couldn't wait for that. They were up there with Square Enix, with Rockstar, with Capcom at this point. They was one of the legendary developers that you couldn't wait for their games to drop. And they just, for some reason, we still don't know what happened. It all started with the whole falling out of Hideo Kojima and Konami. It just seems like after that, they just didn't really care about games no more. It was like out of nowhere. Literally out of nowhere. I mean, I could smell trouble in paradise, and I knew something was about to go down with Konami. If you guys remember, Ground Zeroes, the demo for Metal Gear Solid 4 or 5, they were charging $30 for the demo of Ground Zeroes. $30 for a demo. The second I heard that, I knew something was wrong inside Konami. And I just had a feeling they would never be the same company again. And I was right. They never recovered from that. A $30 demo. Insane. I knew some shit was about to go down with that company. Lo and behold, shortly after, Kojima had a falling out. They basically stopped making good games. I mean, their last game was Metal Gear Survive, which was garbage. And they had the Contra game, garbage. We'll have to see what happens, people. I know this is exciting times, man. Very exciting times. We'll have to see what happens, man. Hopefully, one or all of these rumors are true. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, people, I'm pulling up to my job. It's your boy X Valos. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Please, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build this channel from the ground up. Come on, people, hit that like. It's X Valos. Until next time.